In recent years, the conflict between Israel and Gaza has once again erupted into violence, claiming lives and causing immense suffering on both sides. Cut to footage of recent clashes, destruction, and civilians fleeing. But what are the underlying causes of this long-standing conflict, and is there a path to peace? The Israel-Gaza conflict is deeply rooted in historical, political, and religious factors. At its core, it's a complex struggle for land, rights, and identity. Cut to historical footage of the region, including the creation of Israel in 1948. The conflict traces back to the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948, which led to the displacement of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians. Cut to interviews with Palestinians recounting their experiences of displacement. Palestinian interviewee: "My family lost everything. We were forced to leave our homes and land." Cut to interviews with Israelis sharing their perspectives. Israeli interviewee: "We needed a homeland where Jews could be safe after centuries of persecution." Over the decades, tensions have been fueled by ongoing territorial disputes, the building of Israeli settlements in the West Bank, and the blockade of Gaza. Cut to footage of Israeli settlements and the blockade. The cycle of violence has been perpetuated by acts of terrorism, military operations, and retaliatory strikes. Cut to footage of recent clashes, rockets being fired, and airstrikes. But amidst the conflict, there have been efforts towards peace, including diplomatic initiatives and grassroots movements. Cut to footage of peace rallies and negotiations. Ultimately, a lasting solution requires addressing the legitimate grievances and aspirations of both Israelis and Palestinians. Cut to expert interview. Peace can only be achieved through dialogue, mutual recognition, and a commitment to justice and coexistence. Closing shot of the map with the words, "Seeking Peace," overlaid. As the world continues to witness the suffering caused by the Israel-Gaza conflict, there remains hope that one day, through understanding and compassion, peace will prevail. 3 factors that will shape the Israel-Hamas war. First, what would a ground invasion of Gaza look like? As Israeli strikes pound Palestinian neighborhoods in Gaza, the Israeli military is readying plans to launch a full-scale ground invasion, but Israel's political leaders haven't given the green light on that plan yet. Whether they do and how they do it will have massive military and humanitarian implications. Second, will other actors get involved? The biggest fear for Israeli and U.S. officials is Hezbollah going all in on joining the fight. The Lebanon-based militant group, backed by Iran and Syria, is considered one of the most heavily armed non-state actors in the world, and its arsenal of weapons and missiles vastly overshadows Hamas's military capabilities. By some estimates, it has expanded its missile arsenal to 130,000. Third, what's Uncle Sam's plan? The Biden administration has already deployed a U.S. aircraft carrier strike group to the region, in large part as a signal of support to Israel and also to deter Hezbollah or other groups from jumping into the fight. A senior U.S. defense official, speaking to reporters in Brussels on condition of anonymity, said the Ford's move into the eastern Mediterranean would help prevent the conflict from expanding. The official mentioned the possibility of a second U.S. carrier entering the region in the future, but didn't give more details. "You may be strong enough on your own to defend yourself, but as long as America exists, you will never, ever have to," Blinken said in a joint press conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Thursday. Will the United States become militarily involved in the conflict? Top National Security Council official John Feiner told MSNBC on Thursday, "We are not contemplating U.S. boots on the ground. But planes in the air and ships in the sea aren't boots on the ground, and it's not yet clear what authorities the carrier group and the deployment of fighter jets would have, if any, to provide backup to Israel if it ends up on its heels. Still, it is a sign to Iran and groups such as Hezbollah to stay out. I don't necessarily think these are resources that would be flying in support of the Israelis," said Joseph Votel, a retired U.S. Army general who led U.S. Central Command until 2019. Iran has to appreciate that there is a cost to be paid for stepping more into this.